There we are. Ah, I'm
What does
together.
the
Oh, there he
fox
is.
say?
Woo, 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 woo. I love that. It's by Ylvis. I think it's a Norwegian group.
Yeah, it's one of you people. I don't know.
Yeah, one of us. One of the Europeans, of course.
The
Yeah.
you the you repeat European
Euro
people. You
Europeans.
instead of you
Yes.
people, it's European
Or
people.
is it the Europeans?
The
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 Europea.
Europeans.
The
You keep saying
Euro.
you're. It's you. It's not your people. It's you people. So you got to say
You, you
you
Europe.
Europeans.
Yeah.
Man, that's so hard to say. Like,
Nice background, Harley.
thanks, buddy. Yeah, I figured. See,
Oh,
well, you can kind of see it
yeah,
when I'm
you
messing
can
it up.
see he's been demoted to a box, as you can see. There's a
Yeah,
box behind him, so he doesn't want to show it. So he's like, "Oh, look how cool I am!" Well, Foxify and stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah. I'm what's it called? I'm redoing. We're redoing the floors. We're taking a chance while I'm out of town to redo the floors. Had we known everything that was going to be going on, so we had other things happening,
Yeah.
probably wouldn't have done it right now. But we're kind
Hmm.
of stuck. So we are now moving everything in the house around. So
Yeah.
I am actually boxed in like a
You
giant.
are, aren't you?
Right, it's right
Yeah,
behind
it's
me, and
video.
then I have
Yeah.
everything right here. There's stuff right here. Like I have to crawl out of this little room that I'm in. Yeah, and this weekend I have to put everything into bags and boxes.
Hmm.
So the guys that are redoing my kitchen and whatever,
Yeah,
nobody cares. There's
it's
stuff
big.
happening. I live in a box. That's the sum of the story.
By the way, hello, Buff Tony. Nice of you to be here. There's six people, so thank you everybody for being here. We actually, because yeah, we didn't really think we'd have time for an FFF this week, but since yesterday's pre-sale, the whitelist pre-sale for Foxify went so well, it went really smoothly. I've never had a launch with this little problems or tickets or whatever. So, and the spur of the moment, as we have this weekly tradition, Harley and I sat together and we said like, yeah, let's do one this week as well. So we are here. There's no wheels. It's just Harley and I getting excited for the Dubai event, of course. Getting excited for the pre-sale because finally we've got the Foxify token out. So I have a different beer or I have a different uh, drink than usual. I have an IPA this time. It's
Whoa!
from a local brewery, and yeah, it's really good. So cheers, everybody, on
Wow! A local
Foxify.
IPA. Hipster Frito is
Mm.
in full swing.
Oh yeah,
Who
good
do we
stuff.
have here today? We got 6 people watching, but only Buck Tony in the chat. Sound
Yeah,
off,
if you
guys.
go ahead and make yourselves known, because of course we don't know unless you you speak up in chat. So feel free to do that. We don't bite hard, or yeah, maybe at
We
all.
don't
I
bite
don't know.
hard. I love you didn't even deny that we bite. It's just like we don't bite hard.
Yeah, we don't bite hard, so yeah, it's all gonna be fine. So yeah, exciting. Both
Miss
for
Elkhorn is
Foxify.
here. Hi, Miss
She is
Elkhorn.
nice. Hello.
Buck Tony says him and his 5 alts.
Just me and my five alts. Yeah, that would be
Yeah.
something.
Yeah,
No,
and
but
because we don't have the wheel today, or and we kind of weren't planning this. Also, not that we ever honestly like we don't usually have an agenda. I don't know if we may have like early on. We generally
yeah,
come in here and wing it.
we do.
Because
It's what we do best.
it's very comfortable for us.
Yeah,
We're everyone that shows up here like we're generally very comfortable with. We've talked to very much online. So, but today specifically, if you guys have questions,
yeah.
because a lot of it's just like us doing stuff. We interact with you guys, but today specifically, if you guys have any questions, we're here.
Yeah,
We're
definitely.
chilling with y'all.
It's like a weekly show, but it's also here. We're here for questions. If you have anything you want to share in the audience, please type it up. We can chat about that. If you want to know anything about us, go ahead and ask. I'm not sure if you'll get an answer, but you can always ask. Ask and you shall receive is something I've been taught at a pretty early age. It's the way how you ask it, though, that actually enables it, right?
Yeah,
So
we have a saying for that here. It's, closed mouths don't get fed.
closed mouths don't get fed. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that is a
my
good
friend
saying.
had a take on that as well. He's like, well, closed zippers don't get no.
Don't get tipper. They don't get tippers.
Yeah, yeah. Closed mouths don't get fed, like closed zippers don't get. Fill in the blank. I'm not going to say it.
I like it.
So what did you actually want to talk about today, Frida?
Well, Harley, if I look in my agenda or my
You have an
calendar,
agenda. Oh,
I have
calendar.
a calendar. I see that in three days. Is it three? Let me double check. 1, 2. Yes, in 3 days, I'll be in the air by now. I'll be cruising towards Dubai. Yes, sir.
Friday,
Oh my
Saturday,
God.
Sunday, Monday. Yeah, 3 days for me as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm.
it'd be weird though because the government may shut down on Sunday here in the U.S. So, which, by the way, the airport people are government.
Yeah.
So it's going to be, although they are mandated to have to show up to work without getting paid,
Wow. Okay.
which is
Well, I'm not
pretty
sure.
rough.
I'm not sure what the quality of that work will be. Should
It's
that
never, it
happen?
wasn't great to begin with. It was,
All right. But yeah, that is what I'm excited about. And the weekend, of course, I'll have the scouts as always. I'll have the scouts and the explorers that I always lead in the days. Then on Sunday, I will have a D&D group, like a physical D&D gathering, which is always nice. And after Sunday, it's Dubai time, so I'll be leaving Monday morning. I'll have a plane in the late afternoon, I think, because I leave like late afternoon. I'll be in the airport at around 12, and I have the flight at around like 3:30. And yep, I'll be landing in Dubai around midnight on Monday. So Monday to Tuesday. And yeah, from then I have the first night in the hotel will be all alone, and then I'll have an American join me for the rest of the trip, which is going to be amazing. I actually, because we had some problems with the Discord earlier today, so I did manage to find some time to look at some YouTube videos, and I watched one that says the 20 things you should definitely do when you go to Dubai. And yes, of course, we'll have the Dubai conference. We'll have that on Wednesday and Thursday. It's the blockchain Dubai conference, basically the same one we went to in London, only in Dubai, and I think it's bigger as well. So that's going to be awesome. And then besides those 2 days, we'll be working a little bit, of course. We'll be on Discord, but we also have some time planned off. So yeah, we can visit some really cool things there.
yeah. Frida
And
said,
yeah, go ahead.
I was saying, Frida said there's like the world's biggest aquarium, and they let you
Yeah.
get in with the animals. So
Hmm.
if you don't see me, it just means I died like Steve Irwin.
Yeah, like the stingray stinger,
Mhm.
right? Yeah. But yeah, we also we've been brainstorming, Hardy and I, about this for months now, and it's only pretty recently, like today, that I checked YouTube. But Hardy and I have two very exciting things planned regardless, right? Yeah.
Well, I was saying we'd be doing them at once. All right,
Oh yeah, that's gonna be tricky. I
jumping
don't think
the Lambo out of the plane.
I don't think your or the security, or not security, the insurance company will be very happy with that.
Whatever,
But
it's a
yeah,
foreign country. Just leave.
that's right. Just run as fast as you can.
Uh,
Yeah, Hardy and I will be renting a Lambo, and we'll be doing a skydive together. Or together, we'll be skydiving So we'll probably both get our own instructor who jumps with us. But yeah, it's very, very exciting. So I'm yeah,
Yeah.
I can't wait for that either. But there's so many things to do there. So many sites to visit, so many places to check. I think we won't be able to do everything that I saw in that video, but that's totally fine.
Yeah, we're going to be like very organized trying to do it.
Yeah, and of course we'll have some amazing food there because I've been checking out the food. They most likely have quite a lot of seafood as well, and I am a big seafood person. So yeah, I read somewhere online that you can get anything, like basically anything. If you wanted some I don't know, some exquisite stuff that only grows on the North Pole, that they'll get it for you. They'll fly it in, and you can eat it the same day, pretty much.
Yeah, Dubai is nuts. That's why it'll also be a bigger conference because Dubai is like it is a hub for cryptocurrency. It's one of the
Yeah.
many places off of Western shores that are just opening themselves up to this business while our dying empires are
Mm,
adamantly trying to keep any sort of freedom or business away from people. It's
yeah,
wonderful.
that's right. Uh, by the way, what we also will do in Dubai in the event or at the convention is, of course, Shill Foxify. And Danny is going to be a speaker there as well. And yeah, we had the privilege of talking to Danny already, and he's going to talk like he's got 15 minutes, and it's going to be a 15-minute talk about Foxify. He's going to shill
Yeah.
the F out of our token. So it's going to be exciting. A lot
Yeah,
of
the
people
one
will
in
be.
London was on the future of decentralized trading. I think it was.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's like no more of that shit.
Yes,
He
exactly.
goes, we're chilling hard.
He's going to shill it so hard. And I'm loving it. It's gonna be so cool. But honestly, it's gonna be so great to see everybody, like the team, like you, like Danny. I'll be there. I'm not entirely sure who else we got. Sadly, yeah, Alice won't be there. But yeah, we've got a good couple of people there. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
And it's a place I've never been to before, so that's also exciting. It'll be my furthest place visited from where I live.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, same. I don't know. No, probably not. I don't know. It's hard to. Well,
You've been to a lot of places, haven't you?
yeah, I've been to China,
Mm.
and Japan, and what's that one? Indonesia,
Okay.
um, and then of course like Western Europe, like Italy and Spain and France and Germany, all that stuff. Um,
You've been
uh,
over the world, man. That's really nice. I've only
yeah.
seen Europe so far, and yeah, if you count Turkey as I don't really think Turkey. I think of Turkey as Europe, right? Although most of it is not in Europe, I still don't think I've been outside of Europe yet.
Well, I'll change soon, buddy. Yeah,
Yeah,
first place I ever
Asia.
went was Costa Rica. I was 28. I was 28 the first time I left the country, and then I just went on a rampage. That was 2016, and then
Oh wow,
2020 you couldn't really travel anymore. So I haven't gone
correct.
like outside of like going to like live in Italy last year, like for like
Hmm.
3 months, which I wasn't doing a lot of popping around. Like I did all that in like three
Yeah,
years. 3
nice.
years, I just went everywhere. It was fun.
That's amazing, man. Yeah, I have then my best friend Tim, right? He's married now and he's got 3 kids. But before that, he had the same girl that he's with now, and right before they got married, they went on a year-long like holiday, if you will. So they just took a ticket. It's like an around the world ticket, I think it was called. And what you could do is you could visit like 8 or 9 places in the world of your choosing.
Fucking Europeans, man.
And that's what they did. So I think they started, of course, they started out here. They flew to Indonesia, to Bali, I think. Then from Bali, they went to Australia, New Zealand. Then they went, I think, Japan. And then they went all over to the other side. So probably the United States and I think even like southern US, so like Mexico or whatever, Peru. I think it was Peru even.
Yeah, I've seen that, like some European people I know now, like many of them have traveled for like extended
Yeah.
periods, like all like when they're very young, and I'm just like, where does this money come from? Like
Mhm.
I traveled when I was a little bit older, but I was committing like welfare fraud and like I was scalping tickets online.
Mhm.
It was a
Mhm.
hustle. It was a real knife fight. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
but the Europeans are just like, yeah, we go for like a year. The
Yeah.
country's okay. I'm
Yeah.
like,
I've never had the financial means to do that. Honestly, I would have loved that as well. But then on your own, yeah, it could be a nice adventure, right? But yeah, I would prefer to do it with like a friend or yeah, at least somebody else, because alone is just alone, right?
well, you meet people. I've
Oh
met
yeah,
I met
yeah,
a lot of
definitely.
people in hostels who like they're just traveling alone. Because I'm the same way. I'm gang. Like, let's go.
Yeah,
All right, let's
yeah, yeah,
go.
yeah. You are.
All right, but a lot of people just like they do it alone. They meet people because that's what I'll do. Like I get to the hostel and I make more friends, and a lot of
Hmm.
them are traveling by themselves, and now we're all out
Yes.
like together just doing shit.
Yeah, yeah. It's cool. It's cool. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. It's gonna be a really amazing trip. We're gonna shill at Foxify to like everybody there, and we get to enjoy the yeah
Yeah.
the sights there as well, which is just something I cannot even imagine right now because I've seen things in that video that my mind can't even like comprehend right now. It's gonna be
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, and now our whitelist is officially done.
Yep.
So we're in public, and then that'll be done soon. And then then it's a full shift in marketing and getting set up for launch.
Oh yeah.
And what's it called? So I don't know where we'll end up with the total pre-sale sell, but it's cool. Like, where are we even at right now? Right at 181,000 so far.
Nice.
Well, on here, and then we have the like sphere, like the not circle sphere.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know. I'm not sure where that one's at.
Like
So
the good sphere.
there's no bad sphere, right? We're all in DeFi together, right? It's a kumbaya.
Yeah.
What's it called? Jealous you guys are going to Dubai. Come through, bro.
Yeah,
Fucking
you should come visit us, Buff Tony. It would be nice to finally meet you. You're such a good guy, such a nice guy as well, such a
yeah, we
genuine guy.
got
So
extra tickets.
for the event,
Yeah,
probably yes.
yeah, we got extra tickets for the event.
Yeah, but you need to source the flight, and you need to yeah arrange something with your work and probably your family. But yeah, I mean it's a small price to pay, right, to hang with
All
us.
those things can be replaced.
Yes.
This can't. Right?
Yeah.
Dubai can't. Right?
Yeah.
But you know, job. You know,
I
children.
yeah. I mean,
Specifically, very
th-
easily replaceable.
your job and your children will be there when you get back in a week.
Or they won't, and
Oh, they won't. And
you go to Indeed and find some new ones.
yeah, and in case of children, then you can practice some more. That's not a bad thing, right?
Mini orphans. So many,
Yeah.
so many orphans.
I'm still so bummed out. I wasn't able to join you guys in Houston, Texas.
Austin, maybe.
Austin, I would have loved it there, but yeah, I just couldn't. I couldn't get it arranged.
That's
But
where we're
if
happy in Houston.
if we're going next year, I'll definitely tag along.
Yeah, Texas is awesome. They were smart about this year. They moved it to April. I got it the year before, and they held it in June in Texas, like some lunatics. It was like
Ooh.
106 degrees every day. Everyone was dying.
Oh my God. Yeah, but it's going to be around that period. It's going to be around that temperature wise in Dubai as well, right?
Yeah.
It's going to be warm there. I checked it. I don't know the Fahrenheit system, but it's going to be like 42 Celsius, which is, I think 38 Celsius is like 100 Fahrenheit, right? So it's going to be like 106 or maybe even more in your in your good your gradient system, whatever. Yeah, but Buff Tony has some answers. He's poor after pre-sale, so he needs the fiat job.
Yeah, we got one cool thing about the pre-sale, like wherever it ends up at, if it's not anything below sell out, right? Every dollar below sell out, like raises the impact of launch, and it raises the impact of FoxFi, because those tokens aren't just like, oh, we'll give them away, or they're destroyed. Like, they become the protocols.
Yes.
Right.
Revenue generating.
So which means more revenue. And one of the biggest goals of FoxFi is to acquire more of its own revenue.
Yes.
So it is less revenue up front, but to everyone who has gotten in, or
huge
tokens by the
uptick.
means, like it is, it's much better, right? But that's less TGE as well, right? So it means on launch,
there will be even less tokens. Yeah.
Less tokens to be sold.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So if, let's say it stops right now and we have, I forget what series that. It's at 30 to 50, I want to say. So let's just say 200 for easy math, although it's higher than that. Right. So what's that? $60,000 of tokens available. That's it. Like, so, right. That's nothing, right?
Exactly.
That is nothing. So that is the lower it ends. That's the good side of that, right? Us selling out is awesome. It's great for optics. It's a nice seed for us. But the forward, Breach.
Welcome, Breach.
Yeah, I was just weighing the pros and cons of where we end up, because we just switched to public.
Yes,
on the
like
pre-sale.
when we started Farm Frenzy, we actually turned public with Foxify tokens. So very exciting.
Yeah, so I'm just weighing the pros and cons. So hopefully I can say this a bit more succinctly, because I was kind of like thinking it out as I was saying it. But basically, every dollar below like the hard cap is 30 less cents. 30 less cents to sell at launch, because there's no TGE, right? It's the only way for people to sell at launch is through this way, right?
Yeah.
And it's more for the protocol. And then one of the key things for the protocol is buying its own supply, and it's revenue generating. So it's not like we hold it and it's sitting on a balance sheet and we're reporting it. It's sitting in the staking, and it's earning, and then a portion of those earnings are going to buy more off the market, of which there's less to be sold. So it's it's kick ass to sell out a hard cap in 30 minutes. Well, it's not going to happen when you put a 24-hour time limit on it, and then whatever. How long is our public? Is it 72 hours?
Yeah, it will end on the 2nd of October at 3 UTC.
Yeah. So now it becomes, like we still do our pushes for the public, but it's gonna become about launch, and then doing the calculations based on what I have. And Breach, I got my new background since you're new.
I love it. Yeah.
My house is destroyed. I live in a box now. What's the importance of having a good? What's the importance of having a good pre-sale in this instance? I say twofold. in my opinion, is one, optics, right? I think that's one disadvantage of having a 24-hour pre-sale is you host it, people are like, oh, it's great, I can come later and
Mm.
like I'll buy because I have a job or whatever, and it works for me at my time, right? But because that's allowed for people, now people do it, and the later people come, even though it's the time they intended to come, they're like, oh, other people haven't done it, so I don't want to do it, right? So it becomes something like that. So optically, it doesn't look good, even though it has little to do with the actual platform. Oh, you change your background. That's actually more appropriate than mine. So optics, right? Like it doesn't have anything to do with the actual platform, but it is optically better to just like if we sold out in 30 seconds, like that's
Yeah.
going to be awesome. People are like, wow, this thing is so high tech. It gives us something to really market. And two is just more capital for us to run the business from the start, right? But that is the thing that is alleviated, right? And how you alleviate both those factors in optics from an optics point is at launch. What I'm saying is there's so much less. Like the less you sell now, it's worse optically now.
Mm.
But at launch, if you complete the marketing between now and then, there's nothing to be sold at launch.
Exactly.
So you have a low fully diluted market, or not fully diluted. It is a low fully diluted, but a low flow of tokens, right? 500K, and nobody able to sell, or very little. That's what I'm saying. The lower this number is, so optically it works better there, right? And from a revenue standpoint, which is the other important factor of selling this out, is that, like I said, like Foxify still owns those tokens. So now we will generate more revenue as a business later by owning those rather than selling them now. It does create some, like less cool situations now, right? Having 800K versus having, if we stop right now, we have whatever, 200 and between 200 and 250, depending on how the other platform is doing. Much easier. But, that's kind of how it balances out. Yeah, I was thinking, yes, it's not from bootstrapping. I'm not sure which part. I went on a whole rampage there, Breach. I'm not sure which part you're responding to. I do that. That's one of the things I'm very guilty of a lot. Is one, I think things out as I'm speaking sometimes. So sometimes I'll come to my own answer, and two, I kind of like loop around what I'm saying. And I had that issue when I write. If we just had to condense some of the things that I write, especially with like gravity and stuff like that. I think it was Frontman who said, "I think you need a PhD to follow these instructions."
Yeah, but
yes, Breach. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, we don't need the pre-sale cash for bootstrapping. Like,
yeah,
the platform's there. It's about iterating on it. Obviously, there's some things to still be improved about the platform, and we are still developing some things, right? So there are still costs for that. As far as the decentralized platform, prop firm, right, and then the accelerator, and although the accelerator is more about an integration into our options. So yeah, but the bulk of those costs are covered already.
Yeah.
So
it's basically this is like a first opportunity to get your hands on the token really early, right? Like a thank you to everybody for supporting us and a way to get in early. And everybody who sleeps on this, honestly, yeah, they'll have a problem once we go live on the 10th. They'll most likely never get this good of a bargain anymore for Foxify tokens. So yeah.
Yeah, he said, but the less successful pre-sale leads to more of a pump on launch, but also more tokens available to be sold as they are not vested. I think he's talking about because people have bought on launch, they can now sell those tokens.
Yes,
you can let me know if I'm wrong, Breach, but that's how I'm going to address it. So yeah, but it's like let's say you have like one ARB ETH and one Foxify token in your liquidity pool. Like your Fox is going to be worth one of those, right? Now if nothing changes about that liquidity, right, and there's nothing to sell there, people will have to buy those tokens for them to become free to sell, right? So in theory, if all these people came and bought, right, and nobody sold, right, because there was no tokens there, those same tokens, it would just be walking back on those same purchases, right, for those people to buy, to walk back. The cool thing about having less TGE available from pre-sale is when those things come and do the pump on launch, those people aren't there to dump on new people who've bought, right?
Yes.
So these people pump and they may sell, they're selling against each other more so, right? So the hope is to create that it creates a bigger pump with less TGE selling, right? Which will create more traction for the token. All theoretical, of course. But yeah, like if you buy on launch, yeah, you're completely able to sell those tokens. But unless you're exactly the first person to buy, you're not going to be 80 cents anymore.
No, it'll shoot up real fast. It's basically the same thing as we saw happen with MDB, right? It was a quarter of a cent for pre-sale, or like whitelist, and a third of a cent for everybody else. And you all remember what happened at the launch, right? It went to 2 cents. That's 8 times 8 if you got in at whitelist price. And then it started coming back to the normal price. And that was with, mind you, like a billion tokens, right? That were there. This is like, we have a half the amount of tokens that are circulating in Bitcoin or will ever be available in Bitcoin, right? Because Bitcoin is 23, we're 11.875. So that is just a magnitude of a difference. So
yeah, I think BTC's
23 million.
No, BTC's I think 21 million.
Oh, 21 million. Yeah, there you go. Sorry.
You were talking about the Fox. I was thinking about doing something for the people here as well on I have these MDB calculations using different income scenarios for the burns, which of course we don't know what the income's actually going to look like until it's actually live, right? Because right now we just have the PLP income, which is been bananas. By the way, it's been the best DeFi investment we've ever made. Like,
yeah,
I know it's hard times right now because it's funny is like I see a lot of people who when they come back, they're like, sorry, I haven't been paying attention, right? Like, which is fine. Like, like I'm not like pissed that, oh, how dare you not pay attention? It shows
it happens, right?
That, like getting the traction back, like on the MDB side, like getting the traction back, because people just like the market overall, like there's we've slid a lot, like our price, everything is just slid in our little sector. So I think a lot of people are checked out, and so nobody's really following. I think because the estimate was, I think 70-80% returns, like annualized right now is what we're getting, and that's just been going to burn. So we burned another million, which a million is, what is that? That would be 0.1% of the original supply, right?
For MDB, right?
MDB, yeah.
Yeah, a million is like 1,000th of a percent. Yeah.
Yeah. No, not 1,000th of a percent.
Yeah, it's 1,000th of a percent. Yeah.
It's like one that, like, if you multiply it by 1,000, it becomes a billion.
1 million times 1,000 is a billion. There you go. Yeah.
I need someone to do. Oh yeah. Let's call it. So yeah, so every one of those is 0.1%. So 1,000 of those burns would destroy the original supply, and we're already at 21% gone. So Bitcoin inflates at around 2%, 3% a year. ETH, I think, is at -1. We're running at basically 13 to 14% deflation.
Yes.
Right. Yes. Which is, that's why it's like, some people are very, I think, defeated, right? Because we've been using these buys and they're met by sells, right?
Of course.
But that's part of it.
That's only usual, right? Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's also part of the system, right? We get 100% of a buy, right? And they sell, And that does two things. It gives us 15% tax.
Yeah.
Three things. It gives 15% tax. It further weakens the selling positions. And it keeps the price lower for acquiring more tokens to burn, right? For
True.
longer. So it's just about, as long as we keep the income coming in, it's just it's a time game. It's a time game. But Breach had a question. I need someone to do a calculation on what it'll take for Fox to do an 8 to 10x. Let's see. Yeah. So so we're launching on a centralized exchange.
Mexi, by the way.
Yeah. So I'll admit, like, I'm a little. I'm assuming their liquidity pools work the same way as a decentralized liquidity pool, because you have a market maker and stuff like that. So I'm assuming it works the same way. So to determine that, I think we need to know liquidity, and then we would need to assume a static price with a pairing asset, and then buys in. All right, but yeah, you can't. Trying to figure that out is like crazy. I know, because when we were looking at perp dexes, not when I say we, it wasn't we as a business. It was me and Cryptoholic. We're looking at perp dexes that have launched. This is research and a little bit of hopium for ourselves. It's like, oh dang, look at these, because you're like, how does this thing take off and do these like massive multiples, right? And you look at, it's because of that low starting circulating market cap, right? Like, it's able to just fly, basically, because it's the no sell pressure, right? Which is the thing I'm talking about, which is amplified by the less the TGE, the less there is to sell there. But man, I have no idea what it'll take to do 8 to 10x.
Yeah, right. I'm not a mathematician either. I just know it was achieved by MDB, which had like 1 billion tokens. So yeah, I don't think it takes that much to do the same for Foxify, to be honest. As we have such a low market cap, we have such a low circulating supply.
And what does the fox say? Moon, 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 moon. That sounds like moon. Sounds like moo.
He doesn't say moo. That would be a cow.
I was saying moon.
Moon. But
a fox, it sounded like moo. It sounded like moo.
A fox doesn't say moo. I hope not.
Does anybody else have any cues?
Go ahead.
All these questions. We also did say at the beginning, Breach, that anyone with questions, shoot them in today, because we're just kind of chilling, vibing. I had to check. That's her I would do. So oh, he's over here. Breach giving financial advice to wifey. Yeah, promise and returns.
Yes.
I've been trying to tell my wife. I got my wife MDB and MDB Plus for, I think, our anniversary or something last year.
Oh, you did? That is cool.
And it's just been sitting there, right? And I think MDB's down a little bit, but it's pretty cheap when I gave it to her. But it still has MDB Plus. I'm like, I've been telling her for like a couple months. I'm like, look, I was like, this is, to my wife it was financial advice. To you guys it isn't, right? I was like, look, you need to swap this MDB Plus, MDB. It's so low. I was like, there's income generation now, legitimate, real money that we're making now. I was like, I think we're turning in a 300 to 400K clip at the moment for revenue for MDB.
Yeah.
For the year. Not Foxify. For MDB right now without staking, right? Which is closing in on 10% of market cap, right? Just in income, which can't explain how those things work, but it's impressive, right? Just from one thing. So I was like, you have to move it over. I was like, the sentiment won't last. The buys will win eventually. I was like, I don't really like temper what I'm saying to her, because if I'm wrong, what's she gonna do? But I mean, I'm like a foot taller than her, right? You know, what's she gonna do? We said, haha. She said, take my money for 10x. I said, okay, Danny's got our back. Danny does got your back.
We've got
Man's working hard.
We've got a question from Buff Tony. Do you guys know how we are going to get our tokens on launch and how we'll be able to sell on Maxi? Yeah, the tokens will be airdropped, obviously. They'll be airdropped before the token goes live. It's not exactly known at the moment when, but we will do our very best to make sure to airdrop them before the token goes live. And for Maxi, you should just be able to create an account there. I just did it myself, very easy. And yeah, you should be able to to get the tokens over there and sell them. Although I'm thinking that you don't really need Maxi, right? You should be able to sell it through a different mean as well, right, Harley?
No, I mean, because there's no, we're not launching on a DEX. We're launching on a centralized exchange for price discovery.
Okay, then yeah, you would need to maybe like transfer it over first. Yeah, that would be the case. So
I don't think we're airdropping to people's Maxi accounts.
Oh, that could be the case. I'm not sure. Yeah.
No. I don't think we're doing because they don't. How do we know if they have one?
Arbidex. I'm not sure if Arbidex will be there from the start. I know we're launching on Maxi from like the first second. Arbidex, I know we're going to launch or we're going to list on, but not sure if that's from like the first ever second. Not sure if you know, Holly.
No, yeah, we're not launching on DEX.
We're
launching on a Maxi.
Just Maxi,
in a more like controlled environment, right, and with some more eyeballs for price discovery.
Yeah.
Right, because you launch on a DEX, right? Very little eyeballs. Everyone who wants to sell knows where it's at, right? They know to sell, right? But on central exchange, you can get a market maker. You can go right, like it's going to be in front of a lot of people's eyes. It's incentivized by Maxi to make sure it's in front of people's eyes.
Exactly.
You get high volume on that first day. You can trend on there. Much more buy positive stuff, right? As opposed to just being another token on a DEX launching. So it's there for price discovery. I am banned from well, I'm not banned from Maxi. I'm not supposed to be using Maxi.
Why?
I'm American.
Yeah, so they don't accept American customers.
No.
Oh.
I don't think so. I think that's how I remember it. I think I tried to sign up and they're just like, if you're American and you're found out, like we'll take your money.
Oh.
Honestly, I'm on like 3 exchanges like that currently though. Yeah. I just signed up like before these rules come into place. I did that with the old Binance, the China one.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, because I tried signing up for US later, it just never worked. I don't know why.
Yeah, I'm not using Binance anymore either, which is pretty sad because I was able to get some money out of Binance with their card. I could just go to an ATM and get some money out of there, which was nice. But I'll be moving to Spain hopefully within the next year.
Yeah, I got my Coinbase.
Yeah, that's nice. So I'll reapply for Binance when I live in Spain, because in Spain they do have a full license, and I should be able to get some money out of my my crypto again, because that's how I've been able to like live for the last couple of months. Yeah, just by the money that I withdrew when I still could.
Yeah. Breach. Even less sell pressure than no Americans can sell.
No Americans can sell.
Tony's gonna get around that. Tony's gonna. He's got a Breach Watcher app. So every time Breach invests in something, it alerts Buff Tony so he can do the dump. It's one of the most downloaded apps on the Chrome store, actually. The Breach Watcher.
Really?
No.
Like what the heck?
Which
Because
that's even like that's a step up from like the seed phrase.
that's nice, huh?
That's so
Uh,
nice, so nice. You got me.
yeah, he's got you. My beer is almost gone. Ah,
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's pretty close for us to wrap up, anyways.
mm,
I think we've covered all. I
it
have to
is.
actually go pick up the wheel from the FedEx store.
Oh yeah, nice.
I
We
couldn't
will.
have it sent here because uh, I live in a questionable area, and
Oh,
unfortunately, that leads to questionable services as well.
mm,
So, funny story. My wedding invites, I took them to the UPS here, right? Sent
yeah.
them off, and just half of them never arrived,
Are you
and
kidding?
yeah, some just took weeks. It was the most nonsensical thing I've ever heard. Like
Wow.
either they got mailed or they didn't, right? Like, but some got mailed. Very few just arrived on normal timelines, and some were just showing up for weeks later. Like, and
That
so I had
is
no idea
crazy.
who got a wedding invite, who didn't get a wedding invite. I was just hearing periodically. It was a mess, bro. It was a mess.
Yeah, that
I
doesn't
got
sound good
there
at all.
day of my wedding. Right, I've done this whole thing. I call my buddy, one of my closest friends. I'm like, hey, bro. I
And
was like, when you come today, can you bring a football? There's a big field here, right? We just like throw it around.
and
He's
he
like,
was like,
he's like,
"Come where?"
are you in town? I was like, bro, yes, it's my wedding today. He goes,
Oh
no,
my
what?
god!
I was like, yeah, what are you talking about? So he still came, but I was like, he's one of the people that didn't get
Wow,
the invite, and you're so busy, like you don't even
that's
think to see.
insane.
Yeah, and the FedEx guys here. This is why I had to have the wheel sent to like downtown, to like the Upper West Side. It's like a nice area,
Mm,
because here they won't even ring your doorbell because they're just like trying to hit their times. So they'll just stick a FedEx thing on your door, and then it takes extra days to get it. And we're on such a tight timeline that I had to
yeah,
have
we
it sent
are.
somewhere. So
Yeah, but this is so cool because just for the people because they probably don't know what we're gonna do with the wheel. We will take the wheel to Dubai, and then everybody who comes to our stand they can have a spin of the wheel, and then that spin of the wheel can result in either no prize or a voucher for like a trade that is guaranteed to yeah, like I think a guaranteed trade or a refund if you win, right? Or a refund if you don't win. So
mhm.
a no losing trade. There's like a free trade worth like $10 or something like that. And there's a third one as well, right? There's a
uh,
no lose trade,
double. I think a double tray.
a free a double trade. That was it. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. They can just put in a voucher, and then if they got the no lose trade, for some reason, if they did lose it, then yeah, they would get a certain amount back. So it's just for people to start using our platform. So really nice, and I like the color scheme. It's black and orange. What is not to like, except that
October's our month. Halloween.
yeah, definitely. So yeah, I'm excited.
The
Very excited.
spooky fox.
Spooky. Ooh, yeah. Oh, by the way, for you guys watching, because you are most likely our like dedicated audience, we will be in Dubai next week, but we are going to run an FFF. It's going to be a very special one. You don't want to miss. So be here next week, same time, and yeah, it's gonna be amazing.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Well, nice hanging with you guys today. Breach and both Tony, thanks for chiming in and all the questions.
Yeah, thank you so much, everybody, for being here with us. Yeah, have a great weekend, and we will catch you next week, definitely.
Yeah. All right. Take care, Frida.
Take care, you too, man.
There you go. Bye bye.
Bye bye, everyone.